Well, we made it to Friday, everybody. My name's Rob. Thanks for coming and checking out the stream. This is 50 plus KC Gaming. Yes, this is a stream for people that are 50 and over. So anybody younger than that is welcome to join in. But I'm just telling you, if you're expecting excellent gameplay or anything like that, you're going to be sadly mistaken. So, like I said, my name's Rob. Thanks for coming in and checking it out. And we're going to be doing a little bit of MLB the Show today, playing a little bit of franchise. I'm just kind of goofing around until 22 drops next Friday. So we got a week to go. So we're almost there. Um, it's been a busy week in sports. You know, the Chiefs traded Tyreek Hill to the Dolphins for a boatload of draft picks. Uh, Baseball, Bobby Witt's been blasting tape measure shots for the Royals in spring training, so it's going to be fun. People are, I don't know how legitimately they're doing it, but they're comparing him to Mike Trout. And if you're getting compared to Mike Trout, that's a pretty high compliment in my book, but, we'll see what happens. It's way too early to be starting comparisons like that, I think, but we'll see what happens. So you can see my calendar here with the Royals playing a franchise, trying something a little bit different with them. Basically what I'm doing is I'm only using Mike Minor as the pitcher. So I'll use him and then I'll go in and I'll player lock as one of the hitters in the other game. So I don't really like Road to the Show because it's just everything's been messed up with it this year and it's just been kind of wonky. So, and I've been playing Diamond Dynasty a lot and I figure, well, we're just about done with 21. I'll just jump into franchise and I'm thinking I might continue this on 22. Obviously, I don't know that. I think they took the year-to-year thing out, so I won't be able to just move this over to it, but I'll be able to start up a new franchise and kind of continue this because I kind of like the way it's working. So anyway, we're 14 and 21 so far, as you can see. Well, let's see here. Let's go back to the standings. One. You can see we're 14 and 21. We're five. Boy, I can't talk today. I apologize. We're 5.5 games back of the Indians. So let's go ahead on in there and play the next game. Gonna play the next game. There we go. Player lock. Since Minor's the scheduled starter, we're gonna pitch with him. And I had a bad start the last time out, but overall he's still pitching pretty decent. Only 2 walks and 5 starts, so that's not bad at all in my book. So we're playing at Detroit, AL Central, and let's see if we can do anything against Spencer Turnbull and the Tigers. So this has been it's Elite 8 or Sweet 16 weekend going into Elite 8, and I already had a couple of big upsets last night. Arizona's out, Gonzaga's out. It's like, well, number 1 seed. It's looking, and I'm not a Kansas fan by any stretch, but it is looking really good for Kansas to get another national title under Bill Self. So we'll see what happens with that. But as a Missouri fan, that's not going to make me happy, but, it is what it is. So, all right, well, we scored 2 in the first. That's a good start. So let's jump on out there to Mike Minor. Victor Reyes is going to jump in to start off the game for the Tigers. It's good when you can come onto the bump with a 2-0 lead early. Salvi gives him the sign, and the first pitch to Reyes. Fouls off a fastball, and it's going to get down. I figured the outfielder, the first baseman, might actually chase it a little bit, but they both kind of gave up on it. So 0-1 to count to the Tigers' leadoff man. Minor gets set, and the 0-1 pitch. Laced hard down the right field line. That's going to be a single. Cuts it off. He's trying for 2. And he just gets in ahead of the tag. A hustle double for Reyes, and there's a man in scoring position for the Tigers with nobody out in the bottom of the first. Left that changeup up a little bit much. Tyson got over there in a hurry, but just couldn't quite get the tag down in time. So a little bit of thing on the settings. I'm pitching on Legend, so there is that. When I do bat, I'm on Dynamic, and right now I think I'm up at Hall of Fame level. So we'll see how fast that drops down. So, all right. Well, we'll try again here. Oh, and that's check swing at the changeup inside. That was not a good pitch, and we got away with it. So hopefully he was really wanting to get a hold of a pitch there. Oh, and that one catches the outside corner. 0-2 to the 2-hole. Ferguson, McDonald, Dixon, and Summersgill umpiring today. Ferguson behind the plate. He's already shown to be fairly lenient with his strike zone calls, I think. The 0-2 misses high and inside. 1-2 now to second hole hitter for the Tigers. So I hope everybody's having a good Friday. It's been a long work week. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. It's a knuckle curve, and there's one away. So, and I usually don't get a whole lot of strikeouts with minors, so getting a strikeout this early is a good sign. So, but that knuckle curve he could not swing, get a hold of it. Just swung over it, and it's strike three. So there's a man on second, one out. And who's up? Jonathan Scope, who batting a brisk 211. He does have 5 homers on the year, so. Here's the first pitch for Minor. Fastball misses up. So, yeah, I was really surprised when Arkansas beat Arizona last night. I was not expecting that at all. So, of course, I wasn't expecting Gonzaga to lose either, but that's what's good about March Madness, as it's a pop-up on the infield. Santana squeezes it for out number 2. But this is a good time of year. You got college basketball going on. Baseball's just about to start. You got the spring training games going on. You know, like I said, Bobby Witt's been looking really impressive for the Royals. It's looking like he's probably going to make the team out of spring training, since they're not going to be able to, play with a service time anymore. Of course, I was really disheartened to see that they've managed to get the Ghost Runner thing back implemented for this year, and I'm just like, what are we, in grade school? What is this? Slider fouled off, strike one. I'm glad they got a deal in place to get the season underway. Originally we had season tickets to the Royals home opener. Well, that got canceled due to all the nonsense with the lockout. And now we don't have tickets to the Royals home opener because we were like, no, we're not dealing with this. Just give us our money back. We're not going to go through all this crap with y'all. Fouls it off, counts 0-2. So, doing a good job of getting ahead of hitters except for the first one. So, here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off, fastball. Back up against the screen. Still 0-2 to the cleanup man for the Tigers. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Freudian slip there. I'm probably thinking I'm going to miss it. Yeah, I did. Talked it into existence. Changeup misses outside. 1-2. Renato Nunez, the former Oriole, batting cleanup for the Tigers. That's just kind of odd to me, but it is what it is. 1-2 pitch. Back up the middle. Squeezes through. Here comes the center fielder. And that's going to score a run, and it cuts the lead in half, 2-1. That's not a good start by Minor. When they get runs, you really want to put up a 0 in your next half, and just left that one up a little bit, and Nunez took it right back up the middle. Good piece of hitting by Nunez. So there's 2 outs, man on first now. 2-1 to score. And that brings up Miggy Cabrera. It's still dangerous, Miggy Cabrera, even at this late stage of his career. Former Triple Crown winner. And he's looking like his old self right now. 368, almost a 1,000 OPS. 4 homers, 17 RBIs here in midway through May. He's looking pretty doggone locked in, for what I can tell. So 1-0. Or sorry, the 0-1 misses high with a changeup. That was not a good location for that changeup. That was just begging to be crushed. So what do? Go with a fastball up. And he was early on it, and it's foul out of play. So got away with that one. Not a bad choice, or not a good choice of pitching right there. Here comes the 1-2 to Mickey. Swings through a slider, strike three, and it retires the side. So after one, we're up 2-1, but Minor gave up that bleeder up the middle that knocked in the Tigers' first run of the game. So we'll see what happens next. So still 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. 17 pitches in the first inning for Minor. Not horrible. Could be a little bit better, but not horrible. And who's up? Heimer Candelario. My buddy's nemesis. Whenever he's playing Diamond Dynasty, it seems like Candelario always lights him up. So and it's funny. But all right, here's the first pitch to Heimer. Fastball at the corner, strike one. So, like I said, there's a lot going on in sports. You got baseball getting ready to ramp up. You got college basketball, March Madness going on. NBA and NHL's just coming down the home stretch. It's just, soccer's getting ready to, if it hasn't already started, it's going. At least for the MLS. I think it just started here last week or two, maybe. I don't pay as much close of attention to it as I used to. All right, here comes the 0-1 from Minor. Fouls off a fastball down the first base side. Ball boy comes in to get it as Minor gets a new ball from the umpire. 0-2 here to Candelario. And the 0-2 pitch. Slow roller to third. Dozier's got it. Over to first, gets him by a step and a half. One down here in the second. That's what Minor does. He doesn't strike out a whole lot, but he does use his defense. So he doesn't walk hardly anybody. At least I haven't with him. And Eric Haas steps in, 6 homers, 10 RBIs, OPS over 1,000. So he's been seeing the ball really well. Here comes the first pitch to Haas. Fastball over the inside corner of the belt, strike one. I like to try to keep it inside. Try to mix up my speeds a little bit, go in and out, try to not throw the same thing. Try to not get predictable. So, like this time, I'm going to go ahead and throw another changeup down the way because I haven't doubled up on anything yet. So, here comes the 0-2. Fouls off the changeup, and he was a little bit quicker on that one. So, the obvious thing right here would be bust him inside, but I'm going to go outside with a fastball. And he turned on that one and fouled it off. I'm not really sure how you turn on a fastball, but whatever. All right, we'll go with the slider inside, see if he can get a hold of that. Fouls it off. Count remains 0-2. Got a little bit of a battle going here with Hops. All right. See what you can do with the knuckle curveball, buddy. Right to Hosier. Nice play on his knees. Over to Santana for the second out. 5-3 put out. And there's 2 away here in the second. Nice bit of fielding there by Dozier. Brings up Nico Goodrum. Another one of my buddy's nemesis. So, start him off with a challenge fastball. Pops him up. Center fielder Taylor's there and squeezes it for the third out. So a 1-2-3 inning in the second. Better that inning for Minor. No, let's not do this. Let's go Royals. All right, so we're going to send him to the next appearance. Let's see here. Let's see what's going on here. Let's watch this. Hanser Alberto steps in. He flew out in the first. Nice little broadcast view of the game here. Turnbull sets and delivers. Called strike. And I'm not going to want to do that very often. So let's just send him to the next appearance. Sorry, but I just cannot sit there and watch that like that. Unless it's a real game. You know, I can't watch a video game like that, so that's just me. I apologize if that bothers anybody, but... Alright, so Miner's back out there, still with a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the third. Here comes the first pitch to Hill. He fouls it off. Fastball. Miner looking good so far. Did give up that run in the first, but it was on a bleeder up the middle, so he's been pitching fairly decent. Here comes the 0-1 delivery. Fastball over the outside corner at the knees, called strike 2. And it's 0-2 to the Tigers infielder. Here comes the 0-2 from Miner. Swings through a high fastball, strike 3, and that's 1 out here in the third. So, not doing too bad here with Miner. Got a couple strikeouts early. Might be 3 at this point. I'm not sure. Take a quick look at the stats. Yeah, 3 strikeouts already here in the third inning for Miner. So that's he's really fooling them so far. All right. Here comes the pitch from Miner. Tries to bunt it. Miner comes up and squeezes it for the out. 2 away. And no double this time, Reyes. That brings up Akil Baddoo, who was the first strikeout of the game for Miner. Here comes the first pitch to Baddoo from Miner. Her slider fouled off. Got a piece of it. 0-1 to count to the Tigers center fielder. I believe he's a center fielder, right? No, he's a left fielder. Reyes in center. My bad. Alright, here comes the 0-1 pitch from Mike Miner. Leaves it down the middle, a little pop-up, shallow fly to center. Taylor's there and squeezes it for out number 3. So that's 7 retired in a row for the Royals southpaw. To the 4th we go. Royals still up 2-1. Still 2-1 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Jonathan Scope hitting third for the Tigers. Miner's first pitch to Scope on its way. Fastball down the pipe, called strike 1. That was not where I intended it. Wanted to be a little bit more inside, but got away with it since he was taken all the way. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Change up out to shortstop. Mondesi picks it up, fires over to first, gets him by a step. 1 out here in the 4th. Miner looking good so far in this game, which is not unusual because I usually pitch pretty good with him, so we'll see how that goes. But here comes a changeup. Let's see what we can start him off with a changeup to Nunez. Changeup just catches the bottom of the zone, called strike 1. I do love the graphics on this. I'm just started playing on this new monitor, and it has made a world of difference, you know, graphically and in my reaction time. There's like a 0.5 millisecond, you know, delay or whatever, so it's a heck of a lot better than the TV I was playing on. So, but I still suck, so you know, it's all good. I'm still not the best player. I never claimed to be. I just like playing baseball, and I like having fun with it. And I took too long. Now we're going to have a little delay here. So, all right, let's just go ahead and get back into the gameplay. And the pitch. Fly ball down the right side. Can Dyson get there? No, it drops in foul territory and bounces out of play. So it counts 0-2 now. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Missed way inside with the slider, 1-2 now. Nunez, I just remember him from the Orioles, so I mean, that's my big reference point for him. I couldn't tell you a whole lot else, but I just remember him from the Orioles because I was always seeing him in Diamond Dynasty. He was always one of them that I saw because the Orioles are the first team you see. All right, here comes a 2-2 pitch from Minor. Fouls off the fastball back and out of play. Count remains 2-2. That was the 40th pitch of the day for Minor, so he's not doing too bad. He just got to put Nunez away here and get the Royals bats back up the plate. Here comes a 2-2 pitch. This is high. Count is full. That's his first full count of the day. So it's getting into the fourth to get a full count, so that's not horrible. That's usually a sign that he's starting to lose a little bit of control. Or it could just be that I'm bad. One of the two. Here comes the payoff pitch to Nunez. Slapped hard right at Merrifield for the out. Line drive, atom ball right to Witt. He put a good swing on it, just had bad luck. It went right to the second baseman. So there's 2 outs now. That's probably the hardest hit ball of the day for the Tigers. That stayed fair anyway. Maybe that 1 out double in the first when they scored might have been better, but this brings up Mickey. Got to be careful. He is still dangerous. Swings through a changeup, strike 1. The big sluggers, I like starting them off with a changeup because they're usually up there looking for a fastball. So here comes the 0-1 to Mickey. Medium depth to center. Taylor's over and squeezes it for the out. So 10 in a row now retired for Minor. So we head to the 5th. Royals up 2-1. Mondesi, Dyson, and Merrifield due up for the good guys. Still 2-1 as Candelario steps in for the Tigers. He grounded out his first time up. So my name's Rob. Thanks for coming in and checking out the stream. I appreciate it. Playing a little bit of MLB the Show 21. Playing a little bit of franchise. Doing a little bit of a different spin on it. 22 drops in about a week, so can't wait for that. Well, it drops for early access in about a week. It's still about 10 days, I think, for the quote-unquote official release date. But first pitch to Candelario. Fastball over the inside corner, called strike 1. But, I'm a big sports game guy. I've always played sports games. One of my favorite sports games growing up, and yes, I'm old. I'm very well aware of that. I don't need anybody to tell me. I know I'm old. That's why I have this on black and white. But baseball stars. There used to be a time when sports games didn't keep stats. Baseball Stars was one of the first games I ever remember where they kept stats. And that's laced in the corner. That's going to be a double. And a leadoff double here in the 5th. So I guess I probably ought to pay attention to what I'm doing. Candelario quickly becoming my nemesis as well as my buddies. So, leadoff double for Candelario. So we're going to have to kind of settle in and focus here a little bit more. And that brings up Eric Haas. Got him to ground out in the second. Kept him off base so far this series, so let's see if we can't continue that trend, shall we? Fastball up and in. Ball 1. Pardon me. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to the Tigers. Catcher, I think. Hard down the third base line, a base hit, and that's probably going to score. Yep, and this game is tied. And Haas stays at first, but he gets an RBI single, and it's a 2-2 ball game here in the 5th. Once again, leaving the changeup up, and you leave changeups high, bad things happen. So. Man on first, nobody out. Nico Goodrum steps in. Just got to settle down. Just keep this game tied here. Let's see here. So he's got a couple guys up in the pen ready and waiting. So not a good sign for old Mikey here. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Goodrum. Out to short, Mondesi over to Merrifield for one, on to first. 6-4-3 double play, just what the doctor ordered. And just like that, there's 2 outs and nobody on. And that's going to relieve some of the stress of the inning, even though the Royals are now tied. That brings up the right fielder, Derek Hill. He struck out in the third. Now at 50 pitches for Minor. Through 5, that's really pretty good, to be honest. First pitch to Hill. Changeup at the knees, called strike 1. Caught too much of the middle of the plate, but, we did get the strike. The 0-1 delivery. Slider out to Merrifield on a hop, over to Santana, and that retires the side. But the Tigers tie the game on a double and a single. To the 6th we go. This game's tied at 2. Alberto, Benintendi, and Perez do up for the good guys. That was not my best inning, so still tied at 2 as Victor Reyes steps in. He's doubled and scored on the day. His first time up, he doubled and scored, so. First pitch from Minor. Fastball just misses. Borderline pitch could have been called either way, but here comes the 1-0 to Reyes. Slap towards Merrifield on one hop. Brings it in over to Santana. 4-3 put out. 1 out here in the 6th. So like I said, I'm not pitching too bad with Minor. I don't walk a whole lot. I don't strike out a whole lot. I think I've got 3 or 4 strikeouts in this game, but that's usually about the limit pretty much. Not to say that I can't strike out more with Minor, but I have a tendency to really try and get them in play as opposed to striking them out. Ooh, slider just catches the bottom of the zone. A very generous strike call there by the umpire. Looked like that was on the top half of the ball out of the zone. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Slider just misses. Count evens at 1-1. Here comes a 1-1 to Badu. Fastball turned on down the left field line and foul and out of play. Counts at 1-2 now to the Tigers left fielder. And the 1-2 pitch. Just missed the corner with the curveball. Counts even at 2-2. I got him on that one the first time up, so thought I'd try it again here, but he didn't bite. Probably should have went up and in. Just missed with the slider. I thought he was going to chase that. All right, count's full. Oh. All right, I'll challenge him a little bit. Lazy fly ball out to center field. Taylor's jogging over and catches it in deep right center. Hit a little bit farther than I thought it was going to. 2 outs, or rather. Yeah, 2 outs here in the 6th. Brings up Jonathan Scope, who's popped out and grounded out on the day. So we'll see if we can't get this to the 7th. Still tied at 2. First pitch to the former Oriole infielder. High fastball at the belt. Called strike 1. Mike Minor, number 23 in your hearts. Oh, well, probably. He just got traded to the Reds for Amir Garrett in real life, so that was an unexpected trade by the Royals, but apparently they're really expecting their young pitchers to step up this year, so we'll see what happens. 1 pitch. Ooh, he left that one up, and it's drilled into left field for a base hit. So, left it up and Scope didn't miss it. Got it into left field for a base hit. So 2 outs. That brings up Renato Nunez, who singled and got a run driven in this game. Fastball out to deep center field. Taylor's there and squeezes it for out number 3. So the 2-out single doesn't come around. To the 7th we go. Till can't talk. Still tied at 2. Tied at 2 as we go to the bottom half of the 7th. Cabrera leading it off for the Tigers. Kept him off base so far this game. Strikeout and a flyout. Let's see here. We'll start him off with a fastball. Fastball over the outside corner, called strike 1. Last time up, I started him off with a changeup, so I try not to start him off with the same pitch back-to-back at bats. Here comes the 0-1 delivery to Cabrera. Misses low and in the dirt. 1-1 to count. Still not quite to 70 pitches for Minor, so he's been having a solid outing. Here comes a 1-1 delivery. Fastball fouled off down the first base side. The count's 1-2 to the future Hall of Fame Tiger. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Misses again with a curveball low, and the count's even at 2. The 2-2 changeup to Cabrera. And he hits it hard to right. But Dyson's there to get it on the track. Just had him off time enough to keep it in the ballpark, and Dyson was able to run it down for out number 1 here in the 7th. Candelario 1 for 2. He doubled and scored back in the 3rd, I believe. Maybe the 4th. First pitch to Candelario. Double. Oh, that's going to be maybe 3 if he puts on the Jets, but that's out in the left center field gap. Candelario pulls up at second. A 1-out double. He did not miss that one at all. Second double a day for Candelario. And where was that one? That was right down the middle. It's like, hit me, please. So that may be enough to get Minor out of the game. Yep, and here comes Mike Matheny, and that's going to be all for Mike Minor. So he's not fooling around. Get a base runner, you're out of here. So not a bad outing for Minor, but definitely not the way he wanted to go out of the game. And they'll bring in Jesse Hahn. Yes, I know. Mike Minor was relieved in the 7th, so we're going to end the warm-up. We're going to quick manage the rest of the way. It's going to be interesting to see if they score here. So he popped up, so there's 2 outs, and struck him out. So to the top of the 8th we go. Mondesi steps in. Pitching change. Teheran comes in. Mondesi grounds out. Dyson grounds out. An error lets Merrifield get on base. So that brings up Alberto, who strikes out. Bottom of the 8th we go. Pinch hitting is Harold Castro. And Jake Brents comes in. Oh boy. With his 6.97 ERA and 2.32 whip. This ought to be ugly. Ooh, he gets a fly out from Castro. Reyes triples. Ground out, but he stays at 3rd. So they still got a shot. And he gets a fly out. So we go to the 9th, still tied at 2. Benintendi leading off. He's hitless this game. Really need him to come up big here. He lines out. Perez grounds out. Single for Dozier. A walk to Santana. Brings up Michael Taylor, who walks. And you got the bases juiced for Adalberto Mondesi. And he flies out. Leaves the bases loaded in the 9th. That momentum shift could become a fatal here. Scott Barlow comes in, gets a ground out, a fly out. Single by Candelario. Short pinch runs for him. And they get a strikeout. So with Mondesi on second here in the 10th with the ghost runner thing, which I don't really consider myself a baseball purist, but I just don't like this. I don't like ghost runners. I don't like that. It's like, what are we, in middle school? Okay, Put a guy on second. It's just silly to me. But Mondesi on second, Dyson leading off the inning. Grounds out. Mondesi doesn't advance. Merrifield grounds out. Mondesi doesn't advance. This is not good. Alberto. A lot. Hanser Alberto flies out. So Haas is on second. Barlow's still in. Fly out gets him over to third. Infield single apparently for Castro as Haas stays at third. And he picked him off first. What were they doing? And they got the. But what was he doing getting picked off first? And we lose 3-2. So, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Royals and Tigers, 3-2. It was a good game. Unfortunately, we came out on the short end of the stick. Minor pitched pretty well, so I'm pleased with that. But one of the things about playing with the Royals is their offense is middling at best. I mean, it's just considering Merrifield's starting to get towards the tail end of his career. He's kind of starting to tail off a little bit. Santana, he still puts up good at bats like Merrifield does, but again, it's towards the end of their career. Perez, I love Salvi. He's right in the prime of his career. And Dozier, he struggled awfully much last year. It was just so annoying to see. But let's go into the box score. We'll check out what Miner's final line was. 6 1/3, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 unearned, no walks, 3 strikeouts. Like I said, wasn't a bad game pitched at all. We actually got some good pitching out of Hahn. We got a good inning out of Brents. Tried to go 2 innings with Barlow. And that's what happens. So it is what it is. I thought we did pretty decent as far as pitching wise, but up there batting, a lot of zeros and ones on there. Merrifield 1 for 5, Alberto 0 for 5, Benintendi 0 for 4, Perez 1 for 4, Dozier, the only one who had 2 hits, was 2 for 4, Santana 0 for 3 with a walk, Taylor 1 for 3 with a walk, Mondesi 0 for 4, Dyson 0 for 4. 5 hits in a game just isn't going to do it. Just 9 times out of 10, 5 hits in a game is not going to do it, particularly for the Royals, considering they play pretty much station to station with the possibility of Perez and Benintendi. Santana can get a hold of some occasionally, but Perez is up to 21 RBIs on the year. Dozier's finally broke into double digits with 10, so it's something we're not quite unaccustomed to watching the Royals, is watching them lose. So, 2015 seems like a generation ago, and it's really only 7 years. So, and we'll exit that game. So we'll let the thing do its business. Tigers get the win, 3-10-1. Royals 2-5-0. Yeah, like I said, it was a good game. Just came out on the wrong end of the stick. 11th inning program. 3,400 XP, 32 stubs. So. So, flip out of that and go back to the calendar. You can see we're now 6 games behind the Indians. We're well stationed in last place in the AL Central. We're 2.5 games behind the Twins for 4th. Well, and also the Tigers for 3rd, for that matter. So, but the Indians are the only team over 500 in the division. So, it is what it is. So, my name's Rob. Thanks for coming in and checking out the stream. I appreciate it. Hope you're having a good Friday. Hope you've had a good week. If you're a college basketball fan, I hope your team wasn't one of the ones that were upset, like Arizona and Gonzaga. But if they were, sorry. For teams like Arkansas and I don't know who beat Gonzaga. I apologize. I just don't know. I don't follow it that close anymore. Just I used to, watch the brackets, watch the selection shows, all that, and make my own little spreadsheets and everything. I just don't do that anymore. I just don't have the inclination or the time to do it. So, well, I could probably make the time if I had the inclination, but there you have it. I just don't have the inclination to do it. But baseball's getting ready to ramp up, and that's my favorite season. There's 5 seasons: spring, summer, winter, fall, and baseball season. So for me, I love baseball. Which is why MLB the Show is my favorite game. It really is. Uh, I play Madden. I'm not real thrilled with it. It's really the only football game out there. So you know, I'll play as the Bucks or the Chiefs, and play a little bit, but I don't play it nearly as much as I do baseball. I will say this: I've been getting kind of roped into NBA 2K the last couple of years. When I first got my PS5, one of the first PS5 games I got was NBA 2K, the Kobe Bryant edition, and I've been playing it pretty steady. I mean, I'm not certainly not a online go get 'em player like all these pro players are, but it's fun to play. It's entertaining, and it's. I used to play Destiny. Destiny 2 really just kind of weaned me off the game because how much they changed it and made it different and taking stuff away and then giving it back to you even though you've already gotten it before. So it's just like it was too much of a BS thing for me. So, take it for what it's worth. So, but my primary my primary interest on video gaming is sports games. So I have played Call of Duty. I played a handful of times online, and I got run over like a rabbit under a tank. It's just so. I never said I was good at first person shooters. So plus at this age, my reflexes ain't the greatest anymore anyway. So if they ever were, so. But hope y'all are having a good Friday. Hope y'all have a good weekend. I am going to call it a day for now. So I will talk to y'all later. Hope y'all have a good one. I will talk to you on the next stream. Peace.